Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, a bill moving through the State House may allow certain businesses to open shop on Sundays, and a trip into abandoned wonderlands.
Hello? Anyone here?
How urban exploration has taken social media by storm and its health and legal implications. But first, there's still time to cast your ballot early in the Republican presidential primary. Carolina Insider starts now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Bridget Bruchalski. Our top story today: time is ticking if you're looking to vote early in the Republican presidential primaries. Voting closes today at 6. Poll workers will ask you to present your photo ID at check-in. For a list of early voting locations, visit scvotes.gov or contact your county elections office. Speaking of the presidential primaries, if you didn't get a chance to vote in the Democratic contest, you have a chance to vote in the Republican contest through South Carolina's open primary. A wide range of political groups in the Palmetto State are pushing for non-Republicans who did not vote last month to vote for Nikki Haley in the Republican primaries instead. A longtime South Carolina law that forbids certain businesses from staying open on Sundays may be changing. Here with the details in pure politics is Carolina Insider's Grace Berkery. Grace?
Thanks, Bridget. House lawmakers recently voted to allow liquor stores to stay open on Sundays if their local governments allow it. Supporters claim it would help businesses, especially those frequented by tourists who bring in more than $20 billion to the state each year. Other supporters say the law is antiquated as more and more businesses open their doors on Sundays over the years. But one liquor store owner I spoke with says he's fine with staying closed.
To be open that amount of time for us, we would have to have a minimum 4 or 5 employees. You're not going to do that much business on Sunday.
Although blue laws, as they're called, have faded, a handful of states still don't allow any liquor sales on Sundays, including North Carolina, Texas, and Pennsylvania. Back to you, Bridget.
Thanks, Grace. A subculture from the 90s is shedding light on Columbia's past, with a twist. Our Zane Heinlein takes you to a part of the Bull Street Asylum through the eyes of an urban explorer.
Hello? Anyone here?
While this may look straight out of a horror movie, it's an environment Jonah Johnson sees as an opportunity.
How can I uncover these things and tell this history and uncover this history so that it's not lost to time?
Urban exploration, or urbex, is the hobby of going into abandoned buildings. Johnson's amassed more than 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, taking him all over the world with urbex.
I was in Stockholm, Sweden, and I heard about a shed, but inside is actually 4 stories of an abandoned nuclear missile site.
In addition to his tripod and iPhone, he brings a P99 mask to protect himself from mold and asbestos. Buddy Harley with USC's Department of Environmental Health and Safety says it's always best to err on the side of caution.
Different people react different to mold itself, and then sometimes they react differently to the different types of mold.
But mold isn't the only thing to watch out for. Urban exploration can be potentially illegal. In South Carolina, trespassing is a misdemeanor offense. Easy Urbex Online recommends checking for security and any obvious signage before entering, and nothing was here at this site.
And we squeeze through the bars, the prison bars, and we turn around, and it's this crazy guy, and he grabs the bars, he's like, rah!
This hobby is also gaining attention on USC's campus. Freshman John Storm says it's a way to hang out with friends while getting out of his comfort zone.
It's just so interesting to see what's left over of places. It's like a time capsule.
As for Johnson, he describes the feeling as being weightless.
You know when you're in the pool and you go underwater and everything just stops?
Both Johnson and Storm say they find places online or through word of mouth and never go alone. For Carolina Insider, I'm Zane Heinlein.
Finally, if you're looking for something to do in Soda City this weekend, we've got you covered in today's Carolina calendar. You can head on over to Founders Park tomorrow at 4 as Gamecock Baseball takes on Belmont. And from baseball to parades is the 19th annual Black History Month Parade and Festival. That's on Saturday at the corner of Hardin and Hampton Streets from 1 to 5. Rounding out your weekend, on Sunday, USC's theater department is putting on the play Raisin in the Sun at Longstreet Theater. It starts at 3 p.m. That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.